But, you know, we got to have Andrea Mitchell. Put Andrea Mitchell up there. They go to Andrea Mitchell, and I just almost lost it this weekend. North Korea, what to do, okay? Just leave her up there for a minute. North Korea is, I think, they're being used to pull us in. They're now a nuclear powerhouse. They've tested a hydrogen bomb. They claim they could strap this hydrogen bomb to an ICBM, okay, that could hit Portland or Seattle. Has this been all along a Russian pre-war strategy, including the Russian investigation, including the war? Have we already been in war with Russia, okay, for several years? This comes from the Daily Telegraph News. This is April 20th, 2017. They deny this, but Russia moves troops and equipment to North Korean border as Kim... Sorry about that.
Wesley saves by switching to...
Russia moves troops and equipment to North Korean border as Kim Jong-il warns of super mighty preemptive strike. Okay. There's been denial of that, but China has moved troops to the border. Russia has moved heavy military equipment towards its border with North Korea. All right. That was April 20th. One more here from the Daily Mail. This goes back, if it opens up here, folks. Bear with me just a second. This is from the Daily Mail. If it opens up, I'll share it with you. And leave her up, because this is the Russians have been moving troops. Last year we read articles on the largest. Russia went through the largest training to prepare their people for nuclear war. Google that. Last year, the Russian government prepared their people and went through a training, a mock training of a nuclear attack in Russia last year. Putin sends, this is from the Daily Mail, this is April 20th also of this past year. Putin sends troops to Russia's border with North Korea after, the story's acting funny, after, I'm sorry, can't get rid of this. Don't you hate that when you can't get rid of an ad off of one of your articles? Putin sent troops. This is another one. I'll bring it up in a minute. Sunday, we had to bring in Andrea Mitchell. And Andrea Mitchell told Chuck Todd, the South Korean appeasement is an insult. North Korea is seizing the moment, she said. They see a weak president, low approval ratings, can't get anything done in Congress. They know Trump has limited options, okay? Now, this came from Andrea Mitchell, and I'm going to end the North Korea story here because I got a couple more I want to work on today. I met his father. Now, this goes back to Madeleine Albright when Bill Clinton sent Madeleine Albright and Andrea Mitchell there. I met his father when we were there for a diplomatic mission. Folks, the left is as guilty, the media, the corporate world, corporatocracy of the media is as guilty as anyone in helping the communists around the world, okay? This is a bad communist regime that is linked to Russia, which is communist, which is North China, which is communist, okay? This lady wants you to believe that that was a diplomatic mission, that it worked. I met his father when we were there for a diplomatic mission with Secretary Albright, and we were getting closer to normalizing relations. What happened if you were getting closer to normalizing relations? I don't think you were ever getting closer to normalizing relations. I think that North Korea has been used all these years by Russia and China. You do realize the breakup of the Soviet Union did no more than strengthen communism around the world, whether you want to believe that or not. And that's a story for another day, okay? With Secretary Albright, we were getting closer to normalizing relations. This is a very different North Korean leader. Russia, the USSR was broke. They were totally broke. Ronald Reagan broke the USSR, and they knew if they broke up the USSR and retained Mother Russia, that they could financially become strong enough to do what they're doing today. That's right, to do what they're doing today. We're going to leave that one alone for now. Like I said, Putin sent troops. Vladimir Putin is sending troops and equipment to Russia's border with North Korea over fears the U.S. is preparing to attack. The Russian president fears there will be a huge exodus of North Korean refugees. If America goes first, Russia and China will condemn us immediately. They will run through the world and condemn us. And I'm telling you right now, they will find good reason to retaliate on us because they will not allow a unified Korea. And their game plan is to lure America into this war. And they're waiting for us to flinch. What do you got there? I can't see that. What do you got before I go to break?
Of the three nations within the UN, China, United States, and Russia, that'd be a 2-to-1 majority as far as condemning the U.S. It'd be easy to do, is what I'm getting at. Yeah,
exactly. They'll go to the UN and they'll condemn the United States for our attack. And I'm telling you right now, you wake up one morning and you got an aircraft carrier. And you've got an all-out, full-scale war. America's not ready for that. We are not prepared for that, and they know it. And they know that they have achieved to divide this country. Oh, yes. And let me tell you something. It's pretty sad when we're sitting here with Russia and China as possibly, what I think, trying to draw us into the war they've been setting us up for years, as they were able to use people like Barack Obama, Podesta, George Soros, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and the list goes on.
They infiltrated.
To deteriorate and divide this country and to destroy it from within.
So you don't think some of it's just to prevent a surge of refugees as far as the troop buildup on the border? Would that be the optimistic view in your opinion?
That's the optimistic view. I do not trust Russia or China for no reason whatsoever, and they have built up their military for this day. They are ready. They have done all their military exercises. They know that 2 and 3 team up together can take out 1. We are vulnerable. They know that. They know our people are divided. We are not prepared to fight in this country. Build up for a mass exodus of refugees looks good on paper, but you do, if this was not a strong possibility of luring us into something bigger, Mattis would have worked through this strategy months ago.
It's like my grandpa used to say, though. He was a Korean War vet. He used to always say Truman should have just let MacArthur take care of it in 1951.
I'm glad you said it, Richie, because I've heard that all too many times. Why we didn't take care of it in 1951. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. Let's go through the list of things that Congress has in front of them to do. And let's talk a little bit about immigration one more time before we close. And then I want to go through a list of things that Richie had put together this morning before we close the show. Take us to break.